Yeah, hello. We are back, and wow, this is an amazing 3 days. I cannot begin to express how I'm feeling because today is a different day. Now, this is why today is different. There's this popular saying that says, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results or the success that you desire and model them. Now, this is the third day and the final day for the Made for Growth Summit 2022. This year we are focusing on what we tagged journey. Bringing successful business owners to come share their stories. The last 2 days has been nothing short of epic. Like, the lineup is epic, inspirational content. They even try to go tactical. And today, I don't want you. I want you to expect even more because it's going to be a whole pack. We have Richard Oostra and we have Jason Bonham coming to dish us out like I don't want to bore you too much. Let me not go too further. Let me introduce Richard Ostra. A couple of days ago, I interviewed him live here, and he was nothing short of excellence. You would say he was excellent. And then today he's going to have a whole session um, giving us information, giving us step by step moves, strategies to grow. Like, if this is actually designed for people in Africa, like if you're in Nigeria or any part of Africa, South Africa, Namibia, Ghana, and you are not in this summit, then you are missing out because the economy, the system here is always unstable, and the people that are successful keep getting result clients, partnerships, community from people from outside here. If you notice, the internet has made the world smaller. Like, you can communicate. Like, currently, Richard is in Canada, if I'm correct. If I'm wrong, he will correct me. But without wasting too much of your time, welcome, Richard. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing, Raman. How are you, brother?
I'm great. I'm great. I don't want to, say much about you until you come up and try to do your thing. I'll be backstage, and I'll be sharing you up from the back.
Sounds great. Sounds great. I appreciate it.
Uh,
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started here, guys. Raman, I just want to thank you for the invitation to come and be a part of this. It's been very, very well put together, very well marketed. The speakers and the people that have been a part of this summit have been absolutely amazing, and people of extreme value and growth and increase. And I just want to say what a great job you guys have done. So if you're in the chat or you're watching live, drop a 111 in the chat for the creators and the leaders and organizers of the Made for Growth Summit 2022. And if you're watching the replay, drop a 2 in the chat. Let us know where you're calling in from, what country you're in, where around the world you are watching this from, because there's a lot of people all over the world that are going to get a chance to actually see this information and ultimately to grow. And so when these guys asked me to come and be a part of this, I was excited because they let me pick the topic. And my topic that I chose is actually how to build a world-class network. Because if I can look back on my life through, I'm 34 years old today. I am Canadian. I'm living down here in Panama City right now. Beautiful Sunday afternoon here. It's about 2:00 in the afternoon. And the thing that I look back on in my life is as I look back at how my life has changed over the years. The number one thing that has got me to where I am or given me the opportunities that I've had is networking, and honestly learning how to be intentional about networking, learning how to become a person that other people want to have in their network, and just some practical things that I've learned along the way. And so I'm going to share 3 things with you guys. First of all, I'm going to share with you how to become a person of value, because if you're going to be in someone's network and someone that other people want to connect with, someone who's going to get opportunities, you have to be a person of value. The second thing is to become a person of proximity, because proximity is power, right? So I'm going to share with you guys some practical ways to get into proximity with people, the right people. And then the third thing is to become a person of increase, or a person of growth, right? I like the word increase. It's a word that has really played a big part in my life, especially in the last couple of months, as I've been on a tour around the world and working with our team, working with people all around the world, just seeing increase in other people's lives and having a burning desire to give increase to other people. So before I get into it, guys, I'm going to share a little bit about myself. My name is Richard Oostra. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a speaker. I've been traveling the world, for the last few years with the current businesses that I'm a part of. But prior to that, I grew up as just a regular kid. My parents are amazing. My mom's a music teacher, and a absolutely incredible woman. My dad is a gifted radio. He's in the radio industry and has a gift for radio. He's been in that space. He's an account executive with a large radio group, and he has a huge passion for that. So they followed their passions, right? And my parents always instilled in me and told me growing up, especially my mom, she would always say, you can be anything you want to be, and you can grow up and be whatever you want to be. And I always had these amazing ideas of what I wanted to become, but I was just a regular kid. I grew up 5 years in Canada, and then another 7 in South Africa. And then we went back to Canada. And I remember, I started working. My first job, I was 11 years old. I worked on farms after school. And then I started working construction in junior high, high school. I actually started selling on eBay. I was an eBay seller. I was buying and flipping things. And I was always kind of open to opportunity. But when I was in my early 20s, I actually started a construction business. And, I was a subcontractor. I had a numbered company, a corporation. And, I decided I'm going to go into business for myself, because I had done so many different things, and I had met a ton of different people in different industries. I'd worked in the hospitality industry. I worked in construction. I worked in landscaping. I worked in retail. I done a lot of different things, but I was really at a point in my life where I'm like, I want to have my own business. So I started my own business in construction. And 6 months later, I broke my leg in a snowboarding injury that actually forced me to completely shift my career path, because I really wasn't happy in what I was doing. And it was really this amazing opportunity for me to shift into something new, right? So I started, really in this brand new industry of the finance world, the financial business. And I got recruited into the financial industry, and my manager sat me down and he said, I want you to do a strengths assessment. And I did a strengths assessment with Gallup. There's an amazing organization called Gallup. They do personality tests, strengths tests. And the results were that I'm a networker. That was what basically the results came out of, right? Because they give you these different categories of your strengths. And I said, okay, well, what's networking, right? I literally remember a day when I didn't know what networking was. And I started learning. You go to events, you meet people, and I said, okay, I'm gonna take an opportunity to go anytime I have it, to go and meet people and build relationships. And then over the years, as I found the industry of networking and relationship marketing, this was an opportunity for me to really expand on that and really grow into that person that I really, was made to be. Because when you're born with certain gifts and abilities, and you start unpacking them, and you start to allow your creativity to come into play, it can be very powerful. So if you're watching this right now, and you're thinking, well, maybe I'm maybe not as outgoing, or maybe I'm not, a salesperson, or I'm not somebody that likes to go to events and meet people. I just want to encourage you that you can start exactly where you are, and you can really allow yourself to just be intentional about expanding and growing your network. So I'm going to share with you 3 things that really helped me, because ultimately, when I look at the opportunities I've had, the businesses that I've been a part of, the communities I've joined, the relationships that I have in my life, the leaders that I've been able to get close to, everything, where I live, the building that I live in, like all the different things that I've, that I can look at in my life, it all comes down to your network, right? It all comes down to my network of people that I've met and the opportunities they've given me. And so the first thing, guys, is become a person of value, right? So what does that mean? Because if you're going to be a person of value, it means that you're going to bring value to other people, but it also means that you're going to be someone who's professional, right? You have to have a clean social media presence, right? Like if you're going to build a world-class network, the first thing people are going to do is they're going to go on your social media. They're going to look at your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Instagram, right? The places where you show up online. Maybe you have a website, maybe you don't, but even if it's just your Facebook page to start or your Instagram to start, right? Make it clean, make it sharp. And then you have to remember that there's the virtual world, right? But then there's the physical world. So you have to take care of yourself. You have to, there's a reason why, I go and get a haircut every 10 days. There's a reason why I always, make a point of keeping my body fit and in shape, because how you show up in person is just as important, if not more important, as how you show up online, right? And that's something we have to remember big time as entrepreneurs, right? Now, the second thing is be memorable, right? You have to stand out somehow, because if people meet you or they see you or you bump into them or they see your social media or something, how are you standing out? How are you becoming memorable? So don't try, here's the key, don't try to blend in, right? So many people are trying to blend in to the crowd, right? So ask yourself, how can you stand out? How can you be memorable, right? This is something that I learned in reading books on networking, right? Because if you meet someone and you forget them, how are you going to stay in that person's in their mind? Like if they think, oh, that guy I met at that that resort or on that vacation, or the person I met at the grocery store, if they remember you because you're memorable, that's key, right? So you can't blend in too much. Now the third thing is be credible, because your past success and your track record, that plays a big part into if somebody wants to say connect with you and you don't have any credibility in anything, right? That's gonna maybe they might pass that opportunity by to get your contact information or connect with you. Not that you have to speak about your success or really make it something that's front and center in the conversation, but credibility, right? So what have you done in the past? And it doesn't just have to be business. It doesn't have to be how much money you've made. It could be you were a great athlete. Maybe you're a great musician. Maybe you have something that has given you some type of success, but then what are you doing currently, right? And the last thing, and this is the key, I believe, with being credible is what are your values, right? What do you value in your life? Because if you're somebody that you can go on your social media or you can see your profile, and you could see that you're a person that has strong values, right? And somebody can go on and actually kind of get that sense from you, or they can speak with you and they can get that sense from you. That's going to give you a huge advantage. All right. So the first thing, guys, is be a person of value, be professional, memorable, credible, and what do you stand for? Right. That's something that I just want to throw out there for you guys to kind of kick it off. So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing, guys, that has changed my life entirely is becoming a person of proximity. I remember going into rooms and looking around at the people in the room, looking at the success of the people in the room, or the posture, the poise of the people in the rooms that I've been in. And I remember thinking to myself in certain moments, how did I get into this room? Like how did I end up sitting in this room of these 10 people or these 30 people, these 40 people, in these environments where, I got an invitation to be there, right? And I think what I can tie it to is obviously all of this stuff I'm going to share with you is a formula. But when you look at proximity, it's how are you getting to where people are, right? Are you going into environments where people are? So that could start off with your local coffee shop or cafe or restaurant. That could be a chamber of commerce, business networking events, right? It could be going to, golf courses, going to restaurants or hotels, restaurants in hotels, right? Go to nice hotels and spend time there. Be in environments where there are people that you can introduce yourself to. And this is the second piece of this, is go where the people are and learn to introduce yourself, right? Because I remember a time in my life where I was actually a little bit shy. I was a little bit timid because I didn't come from this space. I came from, trading my time for money, right? That's what I grew up doing. I was on farms. I'm working by myself a lot. Construction, I'm working by myself a lot. Landscaping, by myself a lot. I was in environments where then I started to kind of get into, as I was working in restaurants and bars and malls and hotels and retail and that kind of thing, bartending at events and different things like that, I started to spend more time around people. But you have to learn to introduce yourself in a way where you can just walk up to someone, you could shake their hand, and you could say, "Hi, my name's Richard. Pleasure to meet you. What's your name?" Right? And that's something that's a skill that so many people, especially in today's world with the pandemic, people that have been home, or you've been maybe in your home office a lot, or you've been staying in an environment where you're largely working online, guys, you have to go where people are, learn to introduce yourself. All right. The second piece of this is go to events. And I know I talked about this earlier, but guys, events, I could say the top echelon of the people in my network, like the most successful people, the most influential people, the people that have had the most impact on my life, the people that I remember the most, the people that maybe made me feel a certain way where I got emotionally connected to the message they had, or the person that they were when they showed up to an event. Guys, it's going to events, right? This is such a powerful thing. So you can look at local events that are happening in your area. You can also go and look at events happening that maybe a specific company is putting on, or a specific group, or a specific leader is promoting. If you see a leader that you want to get to know, or you like their message, you like what they deliver, and what they do in the world, and they're promoting an event, go to the event. Right? Find a way to get yourself to the event. Don't make excuses and say, "Oh, once I'm this successful, I'll go to this event," or "Once I have this much money, I'll go to this event," or "Once I feel this much confidence, I'll go to the event." I remember going to events where I just stood in the back and I just observed what was going on, and I was like, "Man, I don't even know if I feel qualified to be here right now, but I'm going to be here, and I'm just going to show up, and so that I can be in this environment." Because again, it's proximity, right? Now, the other thing I want to share with you guys is be intentional about the type of people you want in your network and your team. So when I talk about being a person of proximity, first of all, you have to understand and you have to get clarity, because there's power in clarity, right? You have to get clarity on who are the type of people that you want in your life, who are the type of people that you want in your network, who are the people you want on your team. Because making money is a team sport, right? Business is a contact sport. So if you look at business, your business is going to grow based on your contacts. The quality of your business is going to be increasing based on the increasing quality of your contacts. But when it comes to making money and today's world, in 2022, you have the in real life events, you have the virtual events, and then you have everything in between. Guys, it's all about, seriously, guys, it's all about, your team that you have around you, the team of people that you're working with, or the team of people that you're growing and building and recruiting. One of my mentors, Alex Morton, he talks about, networking, recruiting is the answer, right? Recruiting is the answer. So if you're going to recruit people to come and be in your team, maybe it's recruiting an assistant. Maybe it's recruiting a business partner. Maybe it's recruiting an investor. Maybe it's recruiting customers for your business. Maybe it's recruiting business partners to come in and see the vision of what you do and what you're building, right? In any case, you have to be intentional about the type of people that you want in your network. So who's your ideal customer? Who's your ideal business partner? And then once you start to get clarity on that, you can then go out and attract those people, right? Now, the last thing on being a person of proximity is, friend and DM people on social media that you want to get to know, right? A lot of times we see people on social media and we're like, man, that person seems like they have so many more followers, or they're so much further ahead than I am. I don't even know if they'd respond to, or you see somebody and you're like, man, I see the type of people that these guys associate with, or this person spends time with, and I don't know if I measure up. Well, guys, here's the thing. The only way to receive is to ask. The good book says, ask and you shall receive. So for me, what I've done is I've found people that I want to get to know. I just did this last couple of weeks ago. A gentleman that I follow on social media. He hasn't responded to me yet, but I messaged him twice now, and I'm being very intentional about DMing him and then putting in his comments, "Hey, I sent you a DM," and then in the DMs I wrote him a very specific message, because I want to get to know him and I want to actually have a conversation with him about an opportunity. Now, here's the thing: if you friend people and DM them, and you're in their social media and you're commenting on their stuff, you're inboxing them, eventually they're going to notice you. And this is an opportunity for you to increase that. I mean, think about, years ago, right? If you look back 5 years, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? There was no opportunity to personally direct message somebody of influence or somebody that you wanted to get to know. There wasn't that opportunity. You had to find a way, to break past the gatekeeper, or a way to actually get into their circle, or go to where they are, or show up at their house, or cold call them, or whatever. But today we have social media. So to recap on being a person of proximity, guys, it's go where people are, learn to introduce yourself. The number one thing is go to events, okay? Be intentional about the type of people you want in your network and in your team, and then friend and DM people on social media that you want to have in your network. So guys, if you're getting value from what I'm sharing with you guys, drop a 1 in the chat if you're getting value from this. And I want to make sure that you guys are with me on this, because this is stuff that has completely expanded and increased the opportunities in my life, my success, just my overall happiness in my life, because you become like the people that you spend time with. You become like, you're the average of the 5 people that you spend time with. But if you go even broader than that, your network is your net worth. And so building a world-class network is a skill set and a mindset, and something that is honestly going to serve you right now, but it's also going to serve you for the rest of your life. Okay. So the third thing, guys, so we went through, be a person of value, be a person of proximity. The third thing is be a person of increase and growth. All right. Increase and growth. So what does that mean? Well, if you meet somebody, right, if you come up to somebody at an event, or you meet somebody online, or you meet someone at a coffee shop, or they're walking by you in a big, a mega mall or something like that, right? One of the easiest ways to provide value and increase to somebody is pay them a compliment. So this does 2 different things. And I want you to write this down. If you pay people compliments, number one, they're going to be grateful. They're going to say, thank you for that, right? They're going to maybe be a little bit surprised, because most times strangers don't compliment strangers, but I do it all the time. I read this in a networking book, and I put it into practice, and it's just become a habit of mine. But the other thing is congratulate and celebrate people. All right. So if you're going to be a person of increase and growth in someone's life, if you can congratulate people and celebrate people with their success, one of my mentors, years ago said, you attract what it is that you celebrate. So if you see someone who's had success, or you see someone who's doing great, or doing great things, or maybe it was something little, something small that they did that you noticed, right? Congratulate them on that. If they have a big win, or they get, they hit a certain goal, or a rank advancement, or they hit, some kind of massive, milestone, congratulate them and celebrate them genuinely celebrate them and compliment them, because that allows them to see that you're a person of growth. You're not a person of scarcity. You're a person of abundance, right? So this is the first thing. The other thing is encourage people, right? A lot of times, especially in today's world, people are discouraged. The devil's number one way to attack us is discouragement. I remember learning about that years ago, feeling discouraged, right? If you can be a person that encourages people, if you can get on in a conversation with them and encourage them and say, hey man, listen, I just want to encourage you today, man. I want to acknowledge you for this, or I want to encourage you with this. You know what I mean? That's something that is people are going to go, wow, I want to keep that person close to me, right? Whether you do business with them or not, whether anything comes out of it, as far as financial success, or doing business, or doing deals together, or anything like that, whether that happens or not, this is a way for you to just put good energy out there into the world, but also attract people and have people want to keep you close to them. All right. So compliment, congratulate, celebrate people, encourage people. Here's the thing. Once you become this person, once you do these things, right, then you can add value and offer value, right? Because I believe that opportunity is the number one thing we can give people in this world, is giving people opportunity. Well, how do you do that? You have to add value and offer value to them. So finding opportunities, finding opportunity to give people value, whether it's offering them maybe a connection to another person. This is key, right? We talk about building a world-class network. Well, once you build a bit of a network, then you can start connecting people in your network, right? And in my industry, in my business, and the skill set that I've developed as a professional in this industry, it's literally just connecting people to people. It's connecting people to information, but it's also connecting people to people. And once you can become good at adding value and offering value to other people, you start connecting them and say, hey, this person has something over here that I believe you would love to hear about, or I believe that this is a person that you'd love to meet because they're going to add incredible value to you. Let me introduce you to them. When do you have 10 minutes, right? And then you edify that person. You make that person feel good. You honor them. You make them You make them feel important. You make that person, you edify that person in a way where they're excited to be introduced, right? And so that's another training, and that's another topic that I don't have time to go into right now. But guys, I'm telling you, if you can become a person of value, proximity, increase, and growth, and you can do these practical things, but then you can start adding value and offering value to other people and connecting them to other people, right? And becoming a connector. I've made more money as a connector than anything else in my life. Like, I've never made as much money as just, hey, let me introduce this person and this person. And then if they do business together, there's a saying, if you help enough other people get in life what they want, you'll get everything in life that you want, right? So that's my number one way to add value to people as a person of increase and growth, is being a connector. But guys, the last thing is just take action, right? Raise your vibration and take action, because if you're going to increase your network, if you're going to attract your tribe, right? A lot of people talk about, attract your tribe, attract the people that you want to have in your circle, or the people that you want in your team, the people you want in your business as your tribe. Well, how do you do that? You raise your vibration to a different level, right? I think about relationships and people that I've had in my life over the years. Some of them are still here, some of them aren't, right? And I think that as you decide to elevate, right? As you decide to elevate and separate and increase your vibration, and you start to separate yourself from the crowd, sometimes the relationships that you had, or the people that you were, you were with in that time in your life, sometimes they fade away, or sometimes they go and then they come back later in life. But as you elevate and as you increase that vibration, you're going to attract people. Like, you're going to be walking down the street and you're going to see somebody. You're going to be in a mall. Somebody's going to walk up to you, or you're going to see them, and you're going to be in the exact same place at the exact same time. And you're going to think back and be like, how did I meet that person? Like, how the heck were we in the same place at the exact same time? I'm telling you guys, it's a vibrational thing. It's a vibrational thing. So it's crazy, because there's a way to, enhance the level of people in your life, but it starts with you, right? If I could go back through and kind of recap everything I've said, you have to become that person before you're going to increase your network. To build a world-class network, you have to become a person that's world-class. So it becomes an opportunity for you to really just develop a skill set. It also is an opportunity for you to, put yourself in a position where, now opportunities are going to start to come your way, and you're going to also be able to give opportunities to other people. So guys, this is the number one thing that's changed my life over the years. I look back on everything that I've done, and the things that we're doing right now, the things we're about to do next year and the following years. It's all because of the network that I have and the ability to now teach that to my team. Because as the team, has grown and the team has developed, and we built this massive, community, when we can teach these things to each other and help each other with this stuff, it's adding increase to everybody's life. So Raman, I want to say thank you, brother, for the opportunity to come on. I think I stayed within my time. And I really hope that everybody got some value out of this, and anybody that is seeing this on the replay or seeing it live, we're going to share this around a little bit, but reach out to me. I would love to connect with you. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook. If you're on LinkedIn, go ahead and add me on there, and we'll get connected. But I hope you guys have a blessed day, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Richard. Before you go, the interview I had with you a few days ago, I said by the end of this session, we might give some bonuses to a few people that will take action on this, whether they are live or they are going to see the replay. I hope you can hang on a little, or go and come in and let Jay kick off. Welcome, Jay.
Hi, can you guys all see me?
Yeah, we can see you very clear. I feel like dancing, having Jay and Richard here right now.
Yeah, it's my boy. It's my boy, Rich.
You want to do a little dance? That's cool.
Yeah, we don't mind.
I feel like
we don't mind.
But we don't have a DJ here. We don't have a DJ right now. I should be dancing. All right, Jay. Before you come on, there's a huge reward, like ROI, for being in the right community. You
100%.
get me? If you look at a community that is thriving and you feel like this is something you want or it's close to what you want, you should do everything in your power to be in that community. You don't have a choice. We feel like, oh, things are going to get better. When last did you ever see the price of something go up and then they come down to where it was? It never happens. And the only solution to this is to find a way to make more, become more, grow, so that you can be able to afford the things you want. It doesn't matter if you say, oh, I'm religious, I don't like money, I don't do this. There are a lot of things that you want that you are not able to get. I'm not saying money is everything, but money surely will get you to the point and get you the things that you want. Because I see a whole lot of creators, influencers, talented people that believe that their talents will get them to where they are. So they say, oh, if we design this, if we build this, people will notice us and they will come. They won't come. You have to find them. And the only way you can find them is to learn how those that have made it and growing have made it. Jason is going to try to wrap this whole thing up and try to show us something close to when you have a vision, he will try to show you your vision clearly in his story. Even as he shares his story, his journey, he will give you the source that you need to get to the next destination. Hello, Jason. Good to have you here. I'm super excited to learn. I'll be taking notes. I hope I don't fill my entire notebook.
I mean, the more the
Well,
better, right?
yeah, the better. Yeah, the better.
Right?
Let me
Money
pull up.
makers or note takers. That's
Exactly.
one of the things we
Exactly.
say around here.
Exactly. You are so correct. 100%. So, you can take the stage, Jay.
Okay, 100%. We're going to talk about a couple things today. Thank you, Raman. Thank you, Rich. Rich and I work pretty closely together. So you guys, everything that Rich said is something that we kind of share, share in direction and share, in vision. A couple of things we're going to talk about here is something I really wanted to make sure that I shared with you guys is talking a little bit about our relationship with money. Now, everybody comes in here and we talk about different ways we can come, different ways we can make it. The one thing we want everybody to understand here is to build a relationship with money. Now, for anything to be successful, anything in life, anything, you have to have a certain relationship with it. That means your job, your fiance, your love life, everything comes from your relationship. The one thing we're never taught, the one thing we're never shown is how to build our relationship with money. Okay? We don't actually learn how to have a relationship with it. We actually use it. We just use it very quickly and get rid of it. Now, when you can build your relationship with money and how you look at it, how you can use it, how it can become effective for you, so you can be on a different side of the people who make money. There's different types of people and how they earn and create income, right? So, everybody here who's excited to see what we're doing, make sure you put a 1 in the chat. Let's get some action in here. But the one thing we want to talk about is how. Okay, we're going to get to that right at the very end. We're going to talk about our power of money, and we're going to talk about compound interest. We're going to talk about how things compound. Okay, we're going to talk about how we build that relationship with money, because you see, of course, Africa and Canada, and how we're raised and how we're shown, we're never truly taught what money's greatest power is. Okay, we're never truly taught that money's greatest power is actually not to go buy things. Okay, money's greatest power is to not go out and pay your bills and buy cars and those types of things. Money's greatest power is to make more money from it. That's what money's intention was. Okay, when we changed from the barter system from goods and services, and when we got to money, the reason we had money was so that you could take that and make more of it. Now, when we don't understand that that is the true relationship we're supposed to have with money, is that every time we have money, we should be finding ways for at least a bit of it to go to making us money. Because then eventually that sets you free. Because, you know, by show, I always do this when we're live, is I always ask people who are traders. Okay. How many people here trade, actively trade? You know, put in a 1 in the chat if you're a trader. And here's the thing. Every single person watching this call should put a 1 in the chat, because we're always trading something. Okay. You know, either we're trading our time, right? Either we're trading our body. Okay. Or we're trading money for money. Now, one of those things is exponential. One of those things has no limit, right? One of those things doesn't have, you know, the capacity or the ceiling where you can't go make more, right? So trading your time for money is the hardest way to become wealthy. It is the hardest way to put yourself on the different side or different place of money, because time is the most valuable commodity we possess. Okay, once we give our time to something, we can't ever get that back. It's literally not possible. Time is the one commodity that is not renewable. Okay, it is a finite resource. Eventually, it runs out. So if you're using that finite resource to try and build money, eventually you're going to run out of it. It's only so much time in a day, so much time in our life. There's only so much time that we can give to make money. Okay, there is a high percentage of people in this world that is the only way they know to make money, and that is the only way they know how to become to get to wealth. Okay, so we want to change that relationship. We want you to understand that there is a better way to make money than trading your time for it or trading your body for it, right? How many people do we know that even in that time they're working these, I mean, they might pay a bit more, but we're busting our bodies, right? We're working, you know, we're working construction. We are working in mines. We are working in the oil field here in Canada. You have lots of oil there as well, right? Or you're giving your body to these hard jobs, these jobs that take their toll on your body and your physicality, which eventually is going to run out as well. Sometimes can't be fixed. Accidents ever happen, you know, sometimes those things can't even be fixed. Sometimes we can't even get that back, right? So what we want to teach people to do is to make money from their money, right? So those other two things we can keep, because those other two things, we can't get it back. We can always make more money. You go lose some money in an investment, something along those lines, you can always make more back, right? But you can't get your time back. And sometimes you can't get your body back. Sometimes it's just, you hurt it so bad it can't heal, right? So we want to take people from thinking that those two things are the way to make money to moving to a relationship with their money where they put it to work for them. Okay. The point is to teach you how to make money from your money, because then you get all those other things back, right? Who would like to work for a couple hours a day, make a certain amount of money, and never have to worry about what they're doing with the rest of the day? Have that time, right? Have that time to go out and do what you want to do in your life, right? To spend your time with truly living the life you want. Now, some people just want to make enough money to live. I understand. I understand that some people need to find a way, but that way is here. Okay, I have the solution if you're willing to put in some work and be disciplined and consistent. If you're willing to do that a couple hours a day, even while you still may be doing that other job, right? We can find ways to make money from your money. Take your money from something small to something big, okay? And the reason I say we can do that is because it's been done, okay? So that is to build our positive relationship with money and understand that the true power of money is to make more money from it. Now, once that relationship changes, then your mindset will change right behind it. Your mindset around money will always be looking, whether it's small or big, to put your money to work, okay? And how we do that is through something called compound interest. Now, compound interest, everybody probably knows what compound interest is, okay? If you don't know what compound interest is, it's making a small amount of money every day over and over and over until it compounds into something large, Okay. And I'm going to actually show you, I actually have a compound interest calculator. I'm going to show you so you'll be able to see it. Okay. And then what I'm going to do when I show you the potential of what compound interest can do for you, I'm going to take you and show you how we do it. Okay. Now, there's two types of people in this world, right? There's people who understand compound interest and there's people who pay it. We want to teach you how to be a person who understands compound interest and has that compound interest working for them. Because right now, most people have compound interest working against them. You know, by ones in the chat, how many people have a mortgage, right? How many people have a credit card? How many people have a car payment? Okay. If you have one of those three things, put a 1 in the chat, because guess what? You are paying compound interest on those things. You can sit down and think about it. How much interest do I pay on my car payments? If you want to know, about mortgages, a mortgage on your home, that compound interest on your mortgage on your home is pretty crazy. And what's even crazier is most people don't even know that. Most people don't even know that mortgage actually stands for death contract, because you're supposed to stay in the thing apparently till you die instead of getting yourself out of those. Okay. So, and of course, when you get a mortgage, the first thing you do is pay the interest, because that's how they make their money off you, by loaning you the money, right? So we have to understand that these things that are compounding, we want the compound part to work for us rather than work against us, okay? Not compounding the negative part, but compounding the positive part. There's a piece here that doesn't just come. We're going to talk a little bit about trading, and we're going to talk a little bit about the strategy, and I'm going to show you guys, but compounding people as well. As something that Richard just talked about. It's compounding your network, right? The more people you have working together, the difference of income that's going to follow that, because you're compounding what you do, okay? Now, I want to show you guys something quickly. I want to show you guys quickly the power of compound interest, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, okay? If I can do that. Share my screen. Oh, it looks like it's going to get a bit crazy there. Okay, we're going to try that. Here we go. Nope, I cannot share the screen. So, okay, we're just going to go on something about an update I have to do to be able to share the screen. So, it doesn't seem to want me to let me share the screen, Roman.
Would you want me to help?
Yeah, just I'm clicking share screen, and when I go to share it.
You choose the window you want to share. Can you see share screen down there?
I'm on the share screen, and when I click it, it says, please update system permissions to allow screen recording for the browser. So it's because you're recording.
If you can send me the file, I will.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I don't want to. Let's just keep it rolling. I don't want to slow anybody down. We only have another 10-15 minutes to go here, so let's keep rolling. What we'll do is we'll offer something here, at the end of this, so that people can come. Get on a Zoom call. Maybe I can share that directly and show people exactly what we do. We'll just keep walking through, essentially kind of the power of money and compound interest. And so I can always show that on the next part of our direction here. What we're going to do at the end of this, we want to make an offer of a couple days. We'll do a 2-day webinar where everybody can jump on and watch all this stuff for free, and we'll go directly into the trading. So we'll have that conversation at the end here, Roman. But we want to keep rolling here with the power of money and our relationship with it, because the most important piece of learning to make money from our money is to build a mindset and a relationship around it. Now, we talked a little bit about the things that take compound interest from us, right? We want to talk about the things that can add compound interest, right? Like trading. Trading is something we do. A little bit of my backstory here is, 2.5 years ago, I found a group that educated people on how to trade. Okay. I was pretty skeptical when I first started. I had gone and looked around, and it was very expensive in other places to really find ways to learn to trade. And this was very reasonable. So I went and took a shot. My friend, Mr. Rich, the guy you just saw, he was actually the first, he was the person who called me. So we actually networked together, and we get to work together on these things. So right away I said yes. It was relatively inexpensive to compare to the other places that I had looked. So I took a chance, and I'll tell you right away, I found value. So what I did, I had started there also brand new. I had never looked at a chart. I had never looked at, I don't even know what percentages were, or pips or margin or any of those things, which we don't really expect anybody to come when they do, because that's why our academy and what we do is set up, right? Through this academy, I got to learn all the basics. I got to learn, what a pip was, what margin was, how to trade, how to, leverage my money so that I can make money from it, so that I could really live a different life. And from there, I took a fairly small amount of money to quite a bit, and I eventually created my own strategy. So what I did was, through trial and error and testing, and I actually had created my own scalping strategy, something called US 30. And we averaged a pretty high percentage every day. And then I decided I really wanted to come and teach people how to do that. I really wanted to teach people my strategy. I really wanted to come to them and teach them how they could do it as well. And in the beginning, we did some live calls. I taught them the strategy. Everybody did very, very well on the calls. And I realized that maybe the longevity of what I was teaching people needed to change. So what I did is I went back to the basics. I actually took what I do, because teaching somebody to be me is not possible, right? Some people are going to look, some people are going to see different things, and teaching people to be me is not possible. But I could teach people, and I could show people, and I could actually code and build an algorithm that showed people what I saw on the charts. So to be able to trade beside me essentially all day long with an indicator that saw exactly what I saw on the charts, and help people make informed, great decisions. Okay? So what I did with all those pieces that I knew, all those pieces that I did naturally, all those pieces that I used, I put them into one algorithm. I put them into an indicator. It's essentially what we use now. And everybody who gets comes along and takes a look, we're going to have the opportunity to get a look at this. Okay, I'm going to get a chance to show you how to use it. Literally, when a red arrow comes, you sell it. When a blue arrow comes, you buy it. It is literally that simple. It is set up so people can win with us with this indicator. That is how we take that. We take our money, put it somewhere, and we make money from our money so that we can have a different way to earn income. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do when we get to the end of this. I got about another 10 minutes here, I think. So I'm gonna kind of transition into talking a little bit about what this has done for me. And I want you guys to picture and spend some time on what this could do for you. Okay, we will always want to talk, and I'm a mindset guy, and I like to talk about mindset. I want you to think, because everybody's always going to think. We always have these negative mindsets usually when you come into these types of things. And what if this doesn't work? Or what if that doesn't work? And all those. So first thing, I want everybody, okay, to clear their minds and think, what if everything could go right? Okay, so that's what I'm going to focus on here. If everything went right, everything you thought could go right did, would you get a chance to live a different life? Because I did. Because what happened for me is that through this pandemic, and we all experienced it, different places of the world, we all had it. We all had lockdowns. We all had all these things that changed our lives, all these things that changed, the potential to make money, the potential to do things, the potential to be able to even go to work. All those things changed, right? The world changed. We're still working our way through some of these things. And I was in a position going into this. I was going into this position. Okay. And I wasn't in a financial position that was hard for me, but I knew that there was going to be a place where I could help others find their way. Because when I learned that I could do it, then I learned that I could teach others to do it. Because for much whom is given, much is required. Now, anybody here, we don't have to talk about religion or any of those things, but something was given to me, this skill, this ability, this indicator, all this stuff was given to me by whatever you want to believe where it come. I'm a firm believer that God gave this to me so that I could find others to give it to as well. Okay, so this changed my life. going into a pandemic, running a marketing company, clients were having to slow down. We were just coming into this pandemic, and we were coming into a hard financial situation ourselves. And trading happened. And now, most of the time, most people close their eyes and imagine, where they could go. It's hard sometimes for me to do that, because where I could go is just, it's unbelievable. And now, I spend an hour to 2 a day and make 10 times what I did before the pandemic. And all I do is trade for an hour or 2 a day. We do multiple live calls for you to be able to join us. We have the system set up so you can join through our amazing academy. There's over 200 educators as well, not just me. But what I want you guys to understand is that the potential and the opportunity to educate yourselves on how to make money from your money is here. It's right in front of you. Now you have to ask yourself, what do you do with an opportunity? There's this thought that's been repeating. I've shared it to my team, and I keep thinking about how I was so thankful that when Rich reached out to me and said, "Hey man, would you like to take a look at this?" that I said, yes, I would like to take a look. I would like to take a chance. I would like to put work in to live a different life, to take myself to a place that I didn't know was possible. And now, I have been doing it for a couple of years now. I'm coming up on my 3-year anniversary that I am, is that I have put myself in a position to help others. Now, if this is something you're interested in and you're looking for a way to put yourself in a different position when it comes to life, when it comes to finances, when it comes to your relationship and the power of money, here it is. Okay, so what I would like you guys to do is I'd like you guys to think, okay, what would I like now? Would I like to see more? Would I like to get an opportunity to actually see, the bolts, the nuts and bolts of what these guys are doing? Because that's what we're going to offer you. And I know I haven't really had that conversation with Raman yet, so he's kind of just getting it thrown at him now. But we would very much like the opportunity to show you a new way to live your life, to show you the opportunity that you've been waiting for is right here in front of you. And you have the chance to join on and move forward and look for a better way to change your life, to change others around you as well, because I feel like that is what's more important, is have the opportunity to have impact in other people's lives, but also to just leave you guys with this, to change the generation behind you. Now, this is going to kind of be the last thing I kind of share before I bring Raman back, is that the biggest thing that I've taken away here is that my life will never be the same. But what's more important is my children's lives will never be the same. My family's lives will never be the same. My children's lives will never be the same. And the whole reason that their lives will never be the same is because I said yes to an opportunity to educate myself on something that I had no idea about. Something was never taught to me because it didn't serve my government or the people around me or the taxes I had to pay. I broke that system. I broke out of that system so that I could teach and I could show, and my sons and daughters will get to start a different life because of the education that I made sure I took my time to find. Now, if you are a mother or a father, or you have family that could use this, it's on you. You're the one. You're the person in your family that's going to change it all. And if you have that feeling and you think there's something bigger and better here for an opportunity, then I want you to take that opportunity to reach out to whoever brought you here. So, and remember that we've all been there. We just walked the journey so you can follow the path. All right, Mr. Raman, I think I'm going to close that there. I don't know if you want to jump back on with me here.
Yeah. I I don't know how to say this. What you shared right now is something that by the time we are done with this is something we want to listen to over and over and over, and it has to sink. A lot of people don't know, like when you want to do something like how do I put it? You want to jump, take a jump. The fear of what could happen if you make the jump and failed sometimes looks to you like it's bigger than the joy of jumping and winning. So it's what will happen is a shift. That shift for if I jump and I win or I succeed, will the joy be greater than if I jump and I fail? You've just tried to create or recreated you've recreated that mindset and shown the possibility of the win and then the happiness that comes from the win. Funny enough, it's like when an athlete wins a race and becomes a gold medalist, that effect ripples down to her kids and then her children's children and then
Yeah.
even her
It inspires.
great grandchildren will be referred to as, oh, your mom was a gold medalist. This is
Yeah.
what you are trying to create because the joy compounds. You get that is how our relationship with money is. People are thinking, oh, I have 2,000, 5,000 in the bank. If I spend this money investing in myself, I will be left with less than what I have. But then the investment over time compounds because nobody will come cut your head open and take out what you've learned. You get
But
so you
there's
just
no
brought that to bear.
there is no greater investment than investing in yourself. There's no
Exactly.
greater investment that'll pay you back than investing in you because that pays back forever. That's the
Exactly.
compound interest on the return you'll get on investing in yourself is better than putting money anywhere. If you continuously invest in yourself, eventually yourself pays so well you don't have to do anything else.
That's super awesome. Guys, first of all, Jay made some statements. I'll go backstage and discuss with him.
Yeah,
Make the offer juicy. It has to be a win-win, and he's a nice guy. He likes you to win. One thing about business people, entrepreneurs, and all that is that they are always wanting you to win because when you win, they win. Your win gives them more wins. You get what I mean? So that is the difference between the entrepreneurs that are thriving and the ones that are not thriving. And if you ask yourself, who is an entrepreneur? It's someone that buys and sell. You
yeah.
have to buy something and sell. You are either buying clothes and reselling, buying services and reselling. Currently, people are buying crypto and trading. We know that a lot of people feel like their Bitcoin is crashing and they are losing out and all that. But have you ever wondered that Bitcoin or crypto has become more popular right now? Because it still works. People are buying and selling Bitcoin in the forex market, foreign exchange, stocks, buying and trading. This market, this industry will never go extinct. A lot of things will come and go, but this market will stay. It's only the entrepreneurs that understand it, that understand that it changes their entire future that will be in it. Like, do your research. So, Jason has offered, and then I will make sure that offer he keeps to it.
You got
Right. So awesome. We are going to plan the webinar and we are going to always be in your face. This is why it is true and it's my belief that if until I sell you something, I don't love you enough. So the only way I can prove to you that I love you is to sell you something. Because when you can make the sacrifice for yourself is when you open your mind up for growth. And because this entire event is Made for Growth Summit. It's not just for the summit alone. It's actually a movement, a project called Made for Growth for people that want to grow, starting from their finances, because that's the foundation. You can't teach a whole lot of the soft skills, everything that we teach, if you are not financially stable, confident, and free. So we are going to bring this to you. I hope you are willing to come on the ride. You are not my friend if you are not on this ride, man. So
let's all get on the ride together. Let's do it together.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, thank you, Jason. And this is a 3-day ride that has been emotional, like ups and downs. But then we are grateful that the last day is awesome, like super packed.
Let's do it.
Yeah, money is innocent. People don't know that.
It's all about what you do with it.
Exactly. So thank you, Jason, for the training. Amazing. Like, I learned a lot. But most importantly, for offering to give help, support, and put yourself out there. I'll reach out to you immediately after this.
You got it. I
Thank you so much.
look forward to seeing everybody on those couple of days free, so we can teach some people some stuff.
Yeah, the next time we do this, we are coming with a DJ, and it's going to be a whole house party for 3 days.
We just won't sleep. We'll just do Summit the whole time.
Exactly. Thank you, Jay.
Right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for staying for these 3 days. We are super excited, and we are coming back to you soon.